making sure my camera was recording. I'm interested in this.
Okay. Now my point is that you have a set of values and you're conscious and all this is just, if truly convinced when there's no God, in a way just clear your conscience, you know what I mean? Do whatever you want.
Absolutely not. You can. Why? People who don't believe in God have a conscience as well.
What's a conscience?
It's horrible to say that they don't.
What's a conscience mean?
Conscience is inside how you feel about how you live each day. I'm not exactly, if you want the scientific term, I don't know it. If you want what they say on Wikipedia.
What should be the goal of life? To live as much pleasure as possible.
Many things are goal of life, not just one. One is to make the world as good as possible. And
why is to make the world as good as possible?
Because life is worth living if it's good. It's not worth living if it's painful and hard.
You have to worry about yourself. Live as much as possible.
And other people. I mean, it's essential for other people to be doing well too. For you to. Well, every time.
There's not a creature in the world.
It's essential
that doesn't believe in God. That thinks about others.
Absolutely. A lion thinks about its pack. It also thinks about the pack that is part of it. A wolf thinks about its pack as well. They all
have a family around. That's all. He wants to have a family around.
You've been really given some bad education if you're just simplifying it that much. Because if you can't see why we need other people around, why it helps me to help someone I've never met, why it helps me to even do good for someone.
It's an expression of your belief in God. That's my point.
Yeah, and see, there's the problem, because the second you say that someone doesn't believe in God, you think that what they do is useless, and it's not.
I didn't say that.
Absolutely.
I made a statement like that.
You can be an atheist and care for people. You can be an atheist and care for people.
You can be that, but the truth is because you're not an atheist.
I absolutely am an atheist. I mean, I do everything in the word of atheism. I mean, one of my goals is to give value to atheism too, to show that we can not believe in God and still do well.
Showing and this and that, you have an agenda. This agenda is just one big expression. Like this whole video came out regarding, people that don't like law. How do they call it? Anarchists.
Yeah.
They don't want any type of order and law, right?
I don't believe in that, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And in essence, anarchy is also a way of life, a way of law. It showed, same with atheism. At the end of the day, you believe in a set of values, you believe in a higher power, that we're here for a mission. And that is expressing in the fact that you want everyone to live in a good. Why do you care about everyone?
I strongly believe that we are the highest power as we know of. I mean, there might be aliens out there that are smarter than us, but I feel very strong that we are.
For what?
For what are we the highest power for? What?
For what? What does it make a difference? Who's the higher power?
No, only because you brought it up. You said you believe in a higher power. I'm saying no, I don't believe in a higher power. I think that human beings are what we know.
Chicken. That's all. If you're conscious.
I shouldn't. Well.
Or if you agree to eat chicken,
being a vegetarian or a carnivore is one thing.
You should agree to eat humans too.
You think there's no difference between eating chickens or being a cannibal? Oh, good grief. What have you been taught in your religion? Oh my God.
Except that God says that animal is permissible because I said so. This is not. Other than that, you have to get over your conscience.
I think it's so backwards what you're saying. There's a difference between vegetarians and cannibals or whatever.
You have a bad conscience.
Absolutely.
Your conscience is ruining your life.
Absolutely not. I'm not a cannibal.
Your conscience is ruining your life.
I know that you have to tell yourself that, but it's not true. I'm very happy with my life.
I believe in a higher power.
I do very good. And I don't spread lies. I don't spread lies and make believe to children. And that's what I think religion does.
Who spreads lies?
I think that religion spreads lies about make-believe to children.
Lies about what?
Lies about the afterlife, lies that you have any idea that there's...
You can't prove it's a lie. You can't prove there is, there isn't.
Well,
you can't claim it's a lie. I can say you're saying a lie. You can say
you can actually... You can prove that we have no idea that if there's an afterlife or not. You can absolutely prove. We have no idea if there's an afterlife.
I'm talking about God. Afterlife, I couldn't.
I'm talking about lies, and that's one of them.
Afterlife, you can't call a lie. You can say it's not certainty.
You can say it's completely unproven. No human being has the slightest idea whether there is a afterlife or God, for that matter, or angels or any of that. And I would say that the evidence that, because of the myths we've made up in the past, the gods we've made up in the past, from Zeus and Ra, we have made...
What's with someone alive and dead?
Great. I answer your questions. Let me just say my statement at least. We have made up so many gods in the past. You know that. We've made up Zeus. Do you believe that the idea of Zeus existed?
I don't believe in anyone but one God.
I'm not saying believe in him. I'm saying the idea was made up. Do you believe that, or are you in that much denial? You don't have to study anything.
No.
Well, there you go. You answered your own question. I know, and you don't study anything else.
I study Judaism.
There you go. Well, maybe your ignorance is one reason that you don't know how to even have a discussion. If you have to, you have to open yourself up to other ideas.
I'm open, very open.
Not if you're not studying anything else.
Well,
if you're claiming to never even heard of Zeus.
I believe in the giving of the Torah, because if you believe there's a God, once you get that far, then we have to say, okay, now what does God want of us? Once we get that far, we say, okay, which time and thing happened? You want to take a picture? You can take a picture.
No, it's a video.
What's it called? Once you get to that point, you say there's a God in the world, and he has a message, a mission for us. We have to look what that mission is. At that point, we have to look at the point in time in history that's the most certain that God actually said something to someone human. So then you come to the very, very simple thing that the giving of the Torah was something that 2 million people saw. Not one Muhammad or one Jesus claimed to see. And you know as well as me that 2 million people said they saw something. There'd be so many conspiracy theories that would convince each other.
Do you know who Satya Sai Baba is? Right now he is a messiah in India that has 6 million followers. Each one of them has seen his miracles. He has 6 million. In other people, in his claim, he has like 20 million.
I'm not talking about miracles.
He claims that
I'm not talking about miracles.
Well, they've seen everything of him. They've seen him.
God appearing, giving.
They claim that they would say Satya Sai Baba is God. Having 1 million people agree on something, it gives it no credence whatsoever.
2 million people seeing something.
The same thing. There are millions of people who believe in Allah.
How are you going to know anything in history? How are you going to know that this building once existed?
Well, you have
50 years.
You can study evidence and logic.
So
I would say
logic. What's logic?
Logic is. I would say logic is.
How are we going to logically prove that this building exists?
What's that?
How are we going to logically prove that this building exists in 200 years?
Well, first you can see where you could go find the blueprints. You could see what the history of other buildings are.
It's nothing proven.
No, thank you.
The point is that the only way you can see what happened in the past is if by evidence, by witness. And the best witness is 2,000 or 2 million.
That is not the only way.
Saying they saw the exact same thing.
There are ways you can study fossils. You can study history. You can
dig up.
You can dig up.
You don't know what kind of storms are around that place.
You saying that eyewitness accounts that are written in the book are exact and undeniable?
Torah.
Absolutely not. There are so many documented accounts of what they've witnessed that is not true. People witness Jesus rising from the grave. People witness Muhammad flying up on a donkey.
Not 2 million.
There are 6 million people who have seen Satya Sai Baba make miracles happen in India.
Okay, they can make miracles.
And that means he's God if he's performed miracles.
No, miracles is tapping into higher energy. God is a whole different story.
I guess I'm realizing. You see, it's no different than any cult. I mean, every cult has these people who say, no, this is the... I mean, I don't know how you think you are different than any other cult that exists out there. Any cult from the Branch Davidian to...
It's very logical to believe that 2 million people wouldn't make a conspiracy theory. They say
it doesn't even have to necessarily be 200 people, 2 million people.
What?
It could just be written and not true. It's very possible for people to write things that are fiction.
So someone wrote that down, and they said, we are these 2 million people.
Yeah, people can do that too. People make up stories all the time.
We're talking about, the claim is that 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, there were 2 million people that saw it.
You act like it's impossible to write fiction.
What?
You act like it's impossible to write fiction.
We're talking about you can have sun to sun 1,000 years already. The claim is that 2 million people saw the thing. Now we're talking only about 2,000 years ago that 2 million people saw it.
A lot of things get made up in 2,000 years. A lot of things can be written that are fake.
I don't believe that this fact that 2 million in the whole world till 2,000 years ago when Jesus was around.
Then you're not thinking critically. You have to think critically about life. You can't just say, I believe it because it's written.
Wait. What's the belief? The belief is that 3,000 years ago, God revealed himself to all these people. 2,000 years ago, when Jesus was around with all these other people, it was all over the world a given and received until today. Why? If it was a lie, it wouldn't be able to spread in such a way.
Absolutely, lies spread all the time.
If I said 2 million people saw it, who would believe me?
Lies spread all the time. You believe every religion that exists exists because it's true? Because there's Hinduism. Did you know that there's Hinduism and that is spread? Does that mean it's true?
Every religion, the basis is one person. I saw God. Now you believe me.
You just have Judaism, such logic.
Judaism is the only religion that's not based on one person saying I saw God, but on 2 million people saying I saw God.
Absolutely not. There's every religion has witnesses, millions.
2 or 3, not millions. One religion has any one thing that all 2 million saw the exact same thing.
Back off, please.